The workbench needed to make nails, but in order to make this workbench, you'll need to get nails. So you need nails to get nails. Well, hopefully after this video, you'll know exactly how to get a workbench for noobs, mid-tier players, and even decent players who are just watching this video for no reason. The first thing you're going to have to do in order to make the workbench is you'll have to go to the red PvP farming zones, some of the hardest zones in Frostborn, completely overrun and paying and overpowered players. Some of the most valued resources in the game are in that zone: maple and copper, and tombs. So how do you do it? Well, surprisingly, this isn't the method you'd expect. It's rather the complete opposite method. Instead of going with your best gear, what you'll want to do is go to the zone with absolutely nothing except maybe a spear and a few berries, since they're so cheap and you can get them in single player zones really fast. The idea here is if you die, you just die. You'll lose nothing. You'll be able to bounce back really fast, whereas if you went with decent gear, you die, you lose all of that. You won't have your best gear to steal your other gear back. I'd also recommend bringing a spear in case you find players with under 16 HP running away. You'll be able to one-hit them. And for spells, I'd go with this spell and the slowness spell. But when you go to the red zone, make sure to utilize shield effect. Use this time the game gives you to check if there are players or enemies around you. This will protect you for a couple of seconds. It actually means the difference between being spawn camped or managing to make a getaway. Once you've checked the area around you, want to either look for chests and tombs, or you'll run into a bush. Now let me explain both options. When you are looking for things, you have a lot higher of a chance to die. You have a bet at getting the reward. But remember, if you die, you'll still lose nothing. In the low chance you do get out with the items, you get some pretty good items. When you enter a tomb, enemies will not aggro onto you instantly. If you get lucky and no one's looted the chests, take all the loot and close your game, and you'll reappear on the global map. Make sure there are no players around you, and you're above 90 HP, or you're just gonna die. And when you hide in a bush, the strategy and reasoning here is you'll ideally want to find a bush next to copper or a maple tree, and right next to a bunch of zombies. Wait until someone mines it and then aggro the zombies, and rush towards them. Chances are they'll probably run. Maybe they'll attack you, but then realize what's following you and run too. Because if they see you die, then everything else is going to aggro on them. Try to get in front of them, or ahead of them, per se. And this is best done using the corners of the map. And if you get ahead of them, the chasing enemies will aggro on them. Then they'll die, the enemies will walk away as you'll be far away, and you'll just steal their loot. Free copper, don't even need a pickaxe or a hatchet. Make sure you are friendly to everyone. Say hello, use the emotions on the side. It makes a big difference, especially if you're a new player. You don't want to aggro everyone, especially those players with the dragon bow. Some of them will probably just see you without even a backpack, and they won't want to waste their ammo on you, because those weapons are hard to come by. The off chance they do want to be aggro and kill you, well, they just got a broken wooden spear and a few berries. Totally worth the 2 shots from your dragon bow. And if you're a rich player and can afford to build a pickaxe, just run around the outside of the zone so you can easily run away. Look for the ore on the minimap. I'll make another video on how to get nails without the workbench and without tombs if you all want. If you find the ore near the outside of the map, mine it and run. Normally I hold a staff of something, as it creates this blue little ring around the player, and it scares off most enemy players as they think I've got teammates nearby. Most no armor players will leave you alone, but some will challenge you and From the red stone zones, you'll want to collect copper. You'll only need to mine 5 different ore deposits, as each rock gives 2 ore, and you'll need a total of 10. And for the red pine zone, you'll want to collect maple. You'll get 2 logs per tree, and this will later be refined. So you'll need a total of 9 trees. 9 times 2 is 18 logs, and divide that by 3 to get a total of 6, which is the number you need for the workbench. And from tombs, you'll get the oil, and it usually takes 6 to 7 runs, depending on how lucky you are. And while you're at your base, in between runs, put some stone into the stone cutter so bricks are being made while you're doing runs. Stack of stone should work, but if you want to go cheap on the stone, 16 is the perfect number you're looking for. Once you get the raw copper ore and maple, you'll have to refine these materials. It takes 1 hour to make a copper bar, and I'd recommend using charcoal here as it takes a really long time to smelt, especially if you are leaving. And it takes 19 minutes to refine the maple. Once you've collected all the materials, 6 maple planks, 2 copper bars, 8 stone bricks, 4 oil, and 4 pilers, make the workbench. Make sure you have iron bars saved up. 1 iron bar is equal to 1 iron plate, which becomes a nail. And all of a sudden, all the new recipes that you didn't have access to before because of nails become opened up. Anyways, I hope that helps. Hope you guys are able to complete the workbench. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, hope this helps. See you guys in the next one. Don't raid my base.